I'll find valid in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Dara and today we're doing the first book haul of 2021. I didn't at first think I had enough books for a book haul, but then I started gathering them and I was like, oh, okay, you've actually gotten quite a few books. So today would be fun to talk about them. I am going to start with the 3 books that I got for free at the local book swap. So I did not pay any money for these. I donated a couple of books that I hate, and I donated a few books that I'm not interested in anymore, and I took a couple books too. So the first one is Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. I wanted to read this last December so badly because I absolutely love this movie, Christmas with the Cranks. And as you can see, it's got the movie cover on it as well. I love that movie. It is so funny and like just kind of cheesy, but who does not love a good cheesy Christmas movie? I love that one. So I also picked up Historical Christmas Stories. Now, before I read the rest of the title, I've got to tell you something funny. So I thought I read it, like just at first glance, I was like, oh, 1941. Cool. No, it says of 1991. I really can't tell if you guys can see that. Sorry. These are reflective covers. So yeah, I got Historical Christmas Stories from 1991. Now tell me why 1991 is already considered like a historical year. I mean, one could argue that we're living in history always, you know, things happen, but 1991 was not that long ago. That was when my sister is born, okay? She's just now coming up on 30. Like, I don't know, but I was a little shocked when I saw it, but I thought I'd get it because, again, I love Christmas and I love Christmas stories and I need more Christmas books in my life. And the last free book is Survival in Auschwitz, a moving account of the reactions of a highly sensitive and intelligent man to life in hell. So I don't know if this is one person's story or multiple, but I do enjoy it, not because of the gore and the death and like just the atrocities of World War II, but it is something that I find interesting to read about and learn about. So I saw this and I was like, yes, I would love to read your story and bring light to it if I can. So those are my 3 free books. The rest I paid money for, and now that they're stacked, I'm like, wow, girl, you need to go on a book ban because they're big books and they weren't cheap, but it's okay because they bring me joy, you know? So the first book, these aren't really in any order. I just literally grabbed them off my shelf and stacked them. But the first book I wanted to mention is The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichet. So I heard really great things about this book. I don't actually know what it's about, but I will go ahead and read you the synopsis. And I know it seems weird to buy a book that you don't know what it's about, but it's actually not that weird to me. If I hear great things about a book from trusted people who have similar interests as me, I sometimes buy it. But I'll read you the synopsis. It says, okay, Angrboda's story begins where most witches' tales end, with a burning, a punishment from Odin for refusing to provide him with knowledge of the future. The fire leaves Angrboda injured and powerless, and she flees into the farthest reaches of a remote forest. She is found by a man who reveals himself to be Loki, and her initial distrust of him transforms into deep and abiding love. Their union produces 3 unusual children, each with a secret destiny, who Angrboda is keen to raise at the edge of the world, safely hidden from Odin's all-seeing eye. But as Angrboda slowly recovers her prophetic powers, she learns that her blissful life, and possibly all of existence, is in danger. With help from the fierce huntress Skadi, with whom she shares a growing bond, Angrboda must choose whether she'll accept the fate that she's foreseen for her beloved family or rise to remake their future. From the most ancient tales, this novel forges a story of love, loss, and hope for the modern age. I was not aware that this had mythological gods and stuff in it, but now I'm so much more excited to read it. Oh, I cannot wait. And then next is The Deep by Alma, Katsu, and this was actually the first book I bought of 2021. Still haven't read it, but I've been kind of doing some fun reading challenges and stuff like that. So I will get to it. So the top of the back, it says what really happened on board the Titanic. Another thing I love to read about, learn about, talk about is the Titanic. It's fascinating, devastating, of course, but, and then I read the first line that says someone or something must be haunting the ship. Between mysterious disappearances and sudden deaths, the guests of the Titanic have found themselves suspended in the eerie, unsettling twilight zone from the moment they set sail. So this is basically about a haunted Titanic, and the cover is just phenomenal. So obviously I'm very excited to read that. And then of course this one will not be a surprise to anybody. I picked up A Quart of Silver Flames by Sergey. And in this one we are following Cassian and Nesta and their story together. Nesta is Farah's sister, who was the main character of the previous book. So while it's in the same series, we are following different characters. I'm sure Farah and the rest of the gang are in this book, but our main focus is Cassian and Nesta. Evie Drake starts over, and this one is a contemporary following a widow who has to start over after her husband dies. This one I picked up because it's for a fun secret TBR. I know I'm sounding like I'm trying to be some big booktuber with secret TBRs and stuff, but I mean, I kind of am, like, in the sense that I want to do some of these fun experiments that I see everyone else doing. Just because I don't have the following doesn't mean I can't have fun and experiment too. So this is part of that TBR, so stay tuned for it. It'll be coming up in about a month. And my latest two buys are Kristen Hanna and The Four Winds, and this one is a historical fiction, like all of her books are. Most of them, actually. I don't think Firefly Lane is a historical fiction, but they're all historical fiction and contemporary, mostly. So this one I know happens in 1920s in Texas, and that's all I know about it, and that it makes people cry. So we'll see if Kristen Hanna can make me cry again. You guys know I actually don't cry a lot for books. I definitely feel all the emotions. I get emotional and attached and devastated when people die or have terrible things happen, but I don't actually shed a lot of tears. And her book, The Great Alone, stop, it actually made me have like 2 tears running down my cheek. Anyway, so I'm excited to see if she can do it again. Her writing is truly amazing. There is a reason she is like a #1 writer. Now this next one, I'm gonna be honest with you, was strictly a cover buy, and that is Betty. I don't even know who, oh, Tiffany McDaniel. It doesn't really even have much of a synopsis. I do know that it is, oh, here it is. Ah, yes, I knew it was a historical fiction. This one happens in the 1950s. Born in a bathtub in 1954 to a white mother and a Cherokee father, Betty is the 6th of 8 siblings. The world they inhabit in the rural town of Breathe, Ohio is one of poverty and violence, both from outside the family and, devastatingly, from within. So we have another hard-hitting, sad historical fiction. Life seemed hard back in the day, apparently, from what I've read. I know they're all fiction, but dang, a lot of these are just so sad. But I am excited to get to this eventually, and I just love this cover. I'm not even like a pink kind of gal, but I love the pink and the blues. And for some reason, I love the name Betty. It's such a cute old-time name. If your name's Betty, and I'm sorry. But, so, that is going to be it for my book haul. Quite a few, maybe not as many as other booktubers, but we're just living on a budget on this island. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find validity.